welcome back to everyone's favorite improv and general topic conversation, the To Be Continued podcast. I'm your host, Troy, with my co-host, the one and only breakfast scrambler himself, Mr. Cannon.
Well, what's good, guys? Over here just, making my normal bacon, eggs, a little bit of cheese, a bit of pepper, sriracha. We put that on everything. Cannon.
In case you haven't listened to our podcast before, we generally just do a bunch of topics throughout the podcast. We pull up a little bit of improv notes, so if it gives us location or job or something, we just kind of talk about experiences we've had in the past or something about it. We also bring in our own personal things from the week or whatever, but, stick around. You might just hang out with a couple friends.
Yeah, I'm not going to be your friend. I don't know you that well, not personally, but I will definitely, talk to you for a bit, give you my perspective of things, help you through the day if I can. If I can't, it doesn't really affect me at all. So, but other than that, I think you actually had something you wanted to ask me that you were saving specifically for this moment that I've been thinking about all weekend. So, Troy, why don't you lay it on me?
Okay, I have a couple things. Before we get to that, I do want to touch on breakfast really quick.
All right, yeah.
Did
you eat it?
I did make breakfast today.
Good
so
job.
we normally go out, and on the way to dropping off my wife, we will stop at Dunkin', Chick-fil-A, whatever, because breakfast is one of those things where we don't necessarily get up, or we don't want to get up early enough to make breakfast. We're in bed for 30 minutes. We're I don't want to make eggs today or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're we should be a little bit better about this. So we got a bunch of frozen breakfast. So I got a breakfast bowl. She got some sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits, whatever.
Mm-hmm. My
son usually has waffles that we'll cook for him in the morning. So it's not a big change for him, but it's bigger change for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, it wasn't bad. It was $2.50 for a breakfast bowl, and I was actually pretty satisfied. It cut out a bunch of carbs, just a lot of protein. I didn't love the way that I had to cook her biscuit because it was put on the defrost setting for a minute, wrap it in a paper towel, flip it over, cook it for another minute. I was like, why is this so complicated? I just want to pop it in the microwave, put 2 minutes on it, boom, it's done.
Yeah, no, first thing in the morning, I've just woken up and you want me to do all these varying steps, different speeds, different temperatures. No, it's definitely way too much for an actual breakfast. Too complicated for me. My brain's not working that time.
I mean, you don't normally have breakfast, right? You have a cup of coffee.
No, I make breakfast basically almost daily now. It's bacon, eggs, toast with either butter or jelly, something like that. Just a quick 300-calorie thing. And yeah, I make breakfast almost every day.
So how do you find the energy? I mean, I know you have the time, but
I got the time.
When you get up in the morning, there's no way you want to just be I gotta cook some breakfast.
When I get up in the morning, I don't typically eat for a good hour or so after I've woken up. So by that time, I'm awake. I'm good to go. I've had my 1 cup of coffee. I've listened to some music to kind of wake me up, checked over my daily tasks for what I'm doing and everything. And then by that time, I'm all right, now I'm kind of hungry. I can go downstairs and make some breakfast. Quick, simple.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You've had more than 20 minutes lay in bed.
Yeah, I've already done that part. And then I'm I got to get up. And then I start my hour.
All right. We'll move on to this thing that I've been saving. So it's a little bit of a moral conundrum. I go to Myers a lot, right?
Yeah.
And Myers likes to give a shit ton of coupons. And I've wasted a bunch of them. But there's occasionally a manufacturer's coupon you'll get $8 off, $2 off, $5 off.
Mm-hmm.
But the way manufacturer coupons work is it's not actually Kroger's giving you that coupon. It's the manufacturer paying for that $5 off. So that Myers still gets paid.
Yeah.
That's an important part I want to save here. No matter what happens, how many times this coupon gets printed, Myers gets paid by the manufacturer.
All right.
I thought that this is such a great thing, but also kind of a scammy thing, because if you go through the self-checkout, if you scan a coupon, it asks you to put it in the little coupon slot. It's not like somebody's there watching you put the coupon in there.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a bunch of fake thanks for shopping here, or $1 off of $5 worth of milk, or whatever. A bunch of shitty coupons that you get with these coupons. And again, the manufacturer ones are pretty rare.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I'm just not going to put the manufacturer coupon in the slot. Like, I'll scan it every time I go there and get like whatever dollar off until it expires. Because they do expire after like 2 or 3 weeks. They won't work anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, why would I give up this good ass coupon? Like, they're still getting paid, so I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, no. If no one's there to, this is definitely one of those things where it's just if you're doing something wrong and no one's around to see it, it's still kind of wrong situations. And if no one's there to hold yourself accountable except for you, and if you feel that, I mean, it's like $1 here, $1 there. It's not, unless you're going there multiple times a day, every single day, using the coupon. It's not. It would add up, but I would do it.
See, that's the thing. Like, I go there maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, and it was like $1.50 coupon. But I was still like going through the moral conundrum. I was like, should I be doing this? I could easily abuse the system and scan it like 3 times, and then Myers would owe me money. But I was like, yeah, but that feels kind of wrong. Even though they're getting paid for this money still, I shouldn't be getting money. I should just be getting the discount.
I don't know how well coupons work, but in my understanding of them, typically after you scan them for X amount of time, they usually don't go over to the point that they're paying you.
Oh, so that's the great thing about manufacturer coupons is you can go over. This is the thing that you'll see on like extreme couponing, is that they'll have the manufacturer coupons because the store gets get paid. They can actually go over. So that's where you see them owe you like $1 or whatever.
Would they pay you in cash, or do they go directly to your card because it's a coupon?
They'd pay you out in cash.
So the people at the store in which you're using this coupon would come over, give you the cash. They would take the coupon, right?
So that's what you would typically get in like a normal checkout. Like I said, with the self-serve though, there's just like a little coupon box.
Yeah.
So you just scan it and put something in there. As long as you put something in the coupon box, it thinks you put in a coupon, so it doesn't care what coupon you put in.
All right, so you put in whatever coupon for anything that has nothing to do with what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's good.
And the machine will still print out money if like you technically were owed money. But for me, I was using like the $1.50 off of like, I don't know, a gallon of milk, so it was like 50 cents $1 or like parchment paper.
Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, I'm not sure. It sounds pretty crummy of you to do, but I could see myself doing it. I'd have to do it myself. I would have to see it in person. We gotta go and check it out so I can see how I feel afterwards, and then I can get back to you on this and go, yeah, it's a pretty shitty thing to do. Or like, I don't care at all.
Well, that's the thing. I'm still paying for it, so that's why I was just like, is this wrong to reuse this coupon? I don't think it is. I'm gonna put it out there. Like, I think reusing a coupon multiple times
does it say one-time use on it?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's like, if it doesn't say it's a one-time use, then that's a repeatable thing right there. That's a loophole. They didn't specify on the coupon.
To be fair, how many coupons say one-time use? They say like you can't use it with other coupons, but they don't say one-time use.
They usually just take it, and hey, if they're not coming to collect, obviously it must mean I can use it again. All
right, so if you got a coupon that you could reuse over and over, you would use it.
Yeah, anytime I'm using it, why wouldn't I? I'd save money. I'm scouting out deals wherever I can. I'm using coupons, discounts. I'm online. I was like, 2 for $40 Christmas sweaters. They're usually $30 a piece. Yeah, I got that. 2 for $24 varsity jacket and shirt instead of $40. I got that.
You know, since you're saying this, like the online, it kind of makes me think it's equivalent to when you make a different email to get the same benefits. Discount every single time.
Use the same discount. Use it to extend the free trials. That just becomes a lot of work.
Yeah, it does become a lot of work. I have a much simpler one, but is that morally ethical to like? Because there are services now where you can just generate an email that's good for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, there are services. I think a lot of ways that they're counteracting that was just with IP addresses, such so that your entire IP address just gets flagged. So it's like, you're not using the email per se, but your computer in general. So anytime you're using that computer, if it's already been connected to whatever address that you've used, it won't register a new one for you. It won't allow another free access or anything of that nature. But that's just the game, right? That's innovation. One person does this, one person goes around its back to do whatever it wants, and then they have to figure out how to solve that problem. And that's just how we get technology going. And I'm a big advocate for technology continuing to improve.
So if you're doing something morally questionable, it's just advancing technology, essentially.
It's advancing technology or helping in that the business-based security. And so please don't come after me. But this is definitely what I would believe as a way to help that store. So go out there, use whatever coupons you can at the self-serve at various stores. If they don't come to check on you, then that's on them. There's no getting paid regardless. Do what you have to.
This just makes me think that the people who like hack Teslas are just making Teslas better.
I mean, they're definitely increasing the software firmware, so that's to help prevent those sort of things, which will help everyone in general for hacking, since that is a kind of a big thing, hacking and varying information getting out there. I mean, Twitch just had a big leak for all the streamers and such a few weeks ago, and that's going to help Twitch in the long run, though they're going to suffer severely, and if they don't make it past that period of recovery, then they're probably going to go down.
What happened with Twitch's leak? I'm not like on the internet a whole lot anymore, so I don't really know a whole lot.
So, like I said, I'm not on Twitch too often, but I did read about a big leak of Twitch for a lot of varying streamers having like their information, like their amount of money that they make and such, all get leaked out for a lot of big time streamers going on, and that's obviously causing a lot of blowback from those streamers who are just like, Twitch aren't protecting their information. People should need to know how much they're making on Twitch, how much they're spending, all of that. So because your money is your own personal business, if you don't want to share it with people, you shouldn't have to share it with people. But a bunch of hackers got in and just released a bunch of information, and I won't go into names of who. I mean, it's super easy to find out. They're ranting about it on stream. A lot of people are trying to move over to YouTube now instead because of it, and other varying things. But they're pretty outraged, rightfully so.
I mean, that's fair. If I was like really successful and our Patreon was blowing up or something, and somebody was like, yeah, I mean, I calculated the numbers, but just like putting it out there, if we made $1 million a month or something stupid, I would be like, hey, let's not just put that out there. Let's say, money's rolling in.
Yeah.
Right? We can afford to change some things and, get that Chick-fil-A for lunch every day.
Yeah. Well, every day but Sunday, we can swing by. We're upgrading everything. We're getting back to where we were back in season 1, but they don't need to see what's happening behind the scenes unless we want to show them.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll definitely do an episode, be like, hey, yeah, we make like lunch money.
Yeah,
but
I can bring my sack lunch here every day.
Yeah, if it gets really big, it's one of those things where it's just taxes are the problem. If taxes weren't a thing, I honestly wouldn't care. It's like, yeah, I make a good amount of money, but I'm trying to dodge those taxes,
Okay. All right, Dad. So you're trying to dodge those taxes, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon real quick so we can help achieve those goals?
Yeah, $20 under the table is not going to hurt anybody. Yeah, I mean, I should report on it, pay my $1 in taxes. But like, if I made $2 million in underhanded deals, I don't want to pay like $150,000 in taxes or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. I could buy a house with that money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. You could definitely buy a house with that money. That'd be great.
How do you feel about taxes? Because I like taxes. I think there are some things that it helps a lot with, but when you start getting into like deeper financial things as an adult, you really realize like it's kind of overdone. You get taxed on like money coming in, you get taxed on money going out. Sometimes you get taxed on money just sitting there. Mm-hmm. It's like, why does every movement of money have to be taxed? There's got to be some like reasonable things that shouldn't be taxed. I get like groceries aren't taxed, right?
Yeah,
that's fair. But if your parents die and they give you money, that's taxed. What? Why? Why are you getting taxed on a dead person's money?
Yeah, that does seem a bit on the extreme side, right? I kind of need that money to help plan for the entire funeral. The caskets aren't cheap, not at all. Great lots of it isn't already all set up, paying off a bunch of things. It is kind of ridiculous. I know I would feel better. I hate going to a place and seeing a price for something, and then it's like, nah, I gotta factor in tax as well. It's not actually gonna be what that it says it is. which is why like in varying other countries where like the tax is already implemented into the price, so what you see is exactly what it is.
Which I totally understand, because in those countries they probably don't have like regional taxes. In America, you have 50 different states,
Yeah.
and then you got county taxes sometimes. And it's like, I get it, manufacturer's point of view, they can't put a different sticker on each individual state or county, but you know, at the same time, it would be nice to know that this $3 item is actually $4.50 because there's 50% tax on it.
Yeah, I've got exactly $3 on me. I think I can buy this thing. And they're like, oh, wait, no, you actually, you gotta remember the tax. I was like, come on, man.
I remember getting hit with this as a kid. I was like, why? I saved up a month of money.
Yeah, I'm going over to the corner shop to get a thing of candy and some chips. It's $1.50. I bring my $1.50. It's really $1.73. I don't have enough money. I'm a child, man. I can't go back and ask for more money.
Right? I mean, sometimes they're cool about it. They'll be like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll get the tax for you.
Yeah, not me.
But I think maybe there should be an exception for children, right? If you're buying something and you're like under 10 years old, tax free. Now, I get there's some rich people. There could be like an income limit to this. So a child that's under 10 can't buy a car.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
But like purchases under maybe like $500, if you're a child, shouldn't be taxed.
So I could have my child go and buy all of my groceries for me, knowing that it's going to not be taxed.
Hell yeah, man. If you're under 10 years old and you have the confidence to walk into Best Buy and buy like a PS5, or go into Costco and just get like $500 worth of rotisserie chicken, hell yeah, that child's growing up to be something.
Yeah, the idea that a PS5 ever hits the low point of $500, then hell yes, I'm all for it. But until then, I don't think children are gonna have that sort of confidence. I don't think as an adult you should allow children to go and buy themselves under the age of 10 to go and buy $500 worth of something. It seems a bit extreme. I'm not saying it's bad parenting, but it's definitely not the great parenting. I understand. Let them go out, do their thing, grow or whatever.
How much is a PS5 right now? Because I actually thought it was like, can't be more than $500. It's probably like $350.
Though seeing the scarcity of them, I'd say it's probably in the same boat as like a GPU right now. It's being scalped, so it's gonna be pretty high up there. I would say defaultly it's probably about $500 without tax.
Okay.
So yeah, once again the tax coming into play, making you have to pay more.
It's like no matter what you do, you're gonna get hit with that. You buy something off of eBay, you're like, all right, this is like a direct purchase, and like, no, we're gonna tax things on the internet now.
Yeah,
it's one thing I really didn't like about living in California, is that they make sure, like, if you're in California, you get taxed. It's like back in the day, you buy anything on the internet, there's no tax.
Yeah, no, it's typically just basic shipping fee, which I mean, still here. Even though we know everyone buys things from all over the world now, I understand a basic shipping fee. It makes sense. But that additional tax, not a huge fan of.
How do you think they get away with this in like other parts of the world, right? Because if I'm in like China, I'm using a VPN, right, to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you're using a VPN and they don't know who you are, and sure, like if it's a physical product, they're getting it shipped to your house. But if it's a virtual product, how are they going to like actually tax you? You don't know where that person is.
I have no idea. It's like if you've got no clue to be able to track that person, you're gonna have to go in, find those hackers so you can better upgrade your VPN. See, it all circles back around to increasing and upgrading technology to be able to search for these people. You're gonna check those IPNs. You're gonna find your way and go, wait a minute. He's bouncing off of these towers, work your way back. This is a movie-based shit going on, but I don't think we're quite there yet, so it's going to be super difficult.
So what you're saying is, in the pursuit of making things legal, we make things illegal.
Yeah, you got to find those loopholes to be able to serve the general public.
As long as you're just doing morally questionable things, slowly but surely, things will just become in the people's hands.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's sort of how it goes. There is an extreme to it, of like there is for all things, right? I mean, people had to eventually find out that murdering other people probably wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah. I think we understood that when things stopped developing, and we're just like, hey, where do these people go? It's like, you killed them.
Yeah, the person that was going to do that is you killed that person. It's like, oh, how are we going to get it done now? We got to wait till someone else can do it.
I was actually listening to another podcast about economics and the labor shortage right now.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, even like 100 years after the bubonic plague, like way back when, there still weren't enough people working because it just killed that many people. There's like, we still need farmers. We still need aristocrats. We still need like scribes. Like that many people died that everything was 100 years behind.
Yeah, I could see that, especially because those are trades that typically take years and such of actual practice things, and especially just trying to have someone who's never done that try to pick it up, it's going to take a lot of time for them to actually get it down and such, so you would be behind for quite a while as they're learning how to replace those people who could do those things, and that's why I really need to keep helping all the varying farmers and people with those sort of hard labor jobs that a lot of people take for granted, because I mean, I'm not ready to be a farmer. I can't do it. It would take way too long for me to learn. A couple years, maybe.
I think that's part of just being an adult is we all grow up thinking, we got to learn these technologies. We got to learn educational shit. You got to know something very specific. It's like I'm the coordinator for the supply chain manager of Reese's Cups. I basically just call the guy and say, there's a chocolate? And yes, there's chocolate.
Yeah.
But
do you add peanut butter to it? I did. How much? Enough. Good.
But, in this pursuit of going really specific and learning things, as an adult, I feel like we come back around full circle and we're like, let me learn how to garden.
Yeah, let me get all this other general life-based things. I just need to know enough of it. I don't need to make it my entire career. Just a nice little side hobby. Something if I had to do it, if there was ever a zombie apocalypse, I could survive a little bit longer.
I think that's really the core of everyone learning new hobbies is like, I don't know when the zombie apocalypse is going to happen. Like, yeah. I got to learn this kung fu. I got to learn how to snipe.
A little bit of, basic engineering. I need to know how solar power works. How am I going to, cook up some tomatoes in a small little garden?
Like, if I can't hotwire a car, I can't get away from the zombies. I can't steal the battery out of the car. Like, you gotta learn all these real life skills because at the end of the day, you're not going to be calling a guy for chocolate in the zombie apocalypse.
That chocolate guy is definitely a zombie at that point. He's not helping you out.
I mean, I've definitely done some things because I'm just like, there might come a time when I actually will need these skills. Yeah. Working out, I think, is the epitome of preparing for something. You don't know what it is. Like, I might get into a fight. I might get into a car crash. I want to make sure I can survive it. Mm-hmm. There might be a zombie apocalypse. I might just be drunk, and I just want to make sure that I can get home.
Yeah, definitely taking care of yourself, being within a decent physical fitness state, just generally just helping whatever life may throw you, because you'll at least kind of be able to handle it. You'll have the foundation to be able to build upon to handle it.
Yeah. I mean, other things, I can't really say that most people are probably going to learn how to snipe or grow their own food, but I think those are good supplementary skills for the people who really feel that anxiety of the world ending,
Yeah, it's good to have. That's why you got to build that group. You got to be selective with the group. It can't be too big. It's got to be that perfect size, and everyone's got to kind of have a different skill that they can sort of teach the others, so there's at least two people in that group in case one of them bites the dust.
You got to have that go team that's like, guys, we got to live somewhat close together, because if we're more than like 10 minutes away, we're not going to meet up.
Yeah, we're probably not going to, like, this guy is like, these two could probably make it, but that guy's got no kind of survival skills, because you've got the survival skills, and until we get together, you're not going to be able to teach them how to live. We need to somewhat be within a good vicinity. We need a plan.
Do you actually have a plan in case like anything goes down, right? Like,
I'm gonna be here.
Internet goes down, like you can't call 911. Let's not say it's like a zombie apocalypse per se, but it's more like a Cold War happens and like the U.S. is actually in a dangerous state.
The U.S. becomes in a dangerous state. It's like a Cold War sort of situation going on. So what would I do? I don't really have much of a plan when any of that to happen. I assume the people I know are going to die pretty quickly early on. They wouldn't survive very well. But I'd probably just kind of be here, listen out for orders, see what's happening. It'd be like a Raccoon City situation. Evacuate if I need to. Other than that, I'm probably just going to be here chilling.
See, I think we're pretty screwed overall. There's not a whole lot of places we can go. If there's like a zombie thing, we can go a little up north because we're already in like the slightly colder territory. But as far as like a Cold War goes, we're not like in a great position because we could escape to Canada at the best, but I can't see like going to a major city and actually making it out there. Mm-hmm. The rations are obviously going to be a thing. I think more than likely is that we just have to get lucky. We can grow our own food where we currently live.
We can become bandits.
We could become bandits. But you know that's one of those morally things.
I think a lot of things change when the state of the world changes. This is a state of emergency.
Okay, but we also live in a state where people have guns.
Yeah,
like a lot of guns.
We'll have to take those guns.
I'm not confident that I could take someone else's gun from them. Honestly,
that's why we have to have people who also have guns in the group of survivors we have.
Be like, Bill, you got those guns still?
And he'll just like go down to his bunker and just like open up an armory full of guns and foods and rations because he's a doom prepper.
I think my skill set in an apocalyptic setting is really just going to be the chef.
Yeah, look it up.
There's a lot of people out there who really don't know how to cook, and I'm going to be like, look, these wild greens, I know how to actually make this edible. You don't want to eat raw potatoes. You don't want to just eat wild mushrooms. Like, having a real meal is really helpful. I think this is one of the reasons the Civil War actually took so long is because so many people died of eating bad food. They didn't know how to actually supply the infantry. And if we go back to something like that, having a real chef around would actually help a lot.
Yeah, no. So, real food does help with a lot of things. You get those actual very nutritions, but more importantly, you get the morale going like, yeah. This is good. You get a nice confidence boost as well because you know you're full and you're not overstuffed because that could make you sluggish a bit. But overall, real food does make a real difference when it comes to any sort of activity. If you're feeling good, you're gonna do a lot better.
All right, well, I think this is a good time to wrap up the podcast. If you want to hear more of this, please subscribe to our Patreon where we have more extended cuts, extended episodes. We go more into deep dives. We could talk a lot deeper about the apocalypse, that's for sure, and different roles we would play, what we actually think would happen. So subscribe to that podcast, please.
Yeah, subscribe. Get on there. Hear the other end of this apocalypse talk. This will be going on for another hour. Hopefully not. But you know how it be. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.